I have a dark side to being a poet. I slammed for 10 years, internationally. Does anyone know what slam is? Good Lord, I'm in trouble. It's mostly a young thing. It's incredibly high energy, intense, everything goes with judges, scores, audience, money, trips, 80 or some cities compete internationally, and it is cutthroat. It's so riveting. So I have this semi-erotic little thing, which I read and got good scores downtown Saturday. It's a two-part. I'm just going to read the first part. It's called Women in Poetry. So this will give you an idea what slam is occurring. There's a song out that goes something like, because you're simply amazing, just the way you are. Sweetheart, you need to change. I want you to look more sexy, to get horizontal. Raise your dress up or lower your blouse. Give that skirt of yours a good rip so I can listen. Inhale the fumes of vertical, the world ambushed by beautiful legs. My hand on your southern Gothic hips. And are you that wonderful creature here tonight, brave enough to do something wild, truly outrageous to your hair? I've got bobby pins, rubber bands. Borrow some lipstick, and when you come back from the restroom, I'll read you a poem outside. Whisper all the secrets of the stars. Your lips a counterfeit of loneliness, clumsy, and I'm so thirsty. I keep kissing the orange, not knowing when to stop. That was a little more theatrical, a little more grabbing like King Kong off the Empire State Building, you know. I had the good fortune to meet Muhammad Ali on several occasions. Got some autographs. And I met him decades apart, and I met him down south. He was at a wedding for a friend of his, and we were staying at the Holiday Inn there. And through all that, I wrote something for him, and the Times that kind of went through there. It's simply called Cassius Clay. In Africa, Malaysia, the poor run barefoot alongside the motorcade chanting, Ali, Ali, Ali. At the Holiday Inn, I shook hands with him, had the wife get his autograph, and fearful of their own backyards, at Sunday brunch, with such incredible ease, I overheard the locals call him nigger. The small streets of Miami overflow with sports writers, immigrants and homeless who sleep on the endless tangerine sidewalks of Sunday sermons. Ugly Sonny Liston couldn't stop you. Barbie doll spin-offs swing, miss, except for Joe Frazier. It was the 9th grade. In the playground, someone sucker punched me. I woke up on the ground, my head like an old toaster. Made a point never to be hit again. A manganese sun proclaims you a Negro, yet that pretty face almost concealed your blackness. You are a stranger, a book of fiction, the words I am the greatest, hardened like concrete And you do a word scramble with your name, dodge the draft, and polite society flips you to bird. Yes, it's true. We so disliked your poetry. One drunken night, I swear you even sounded like Elmer Fudd. In the absence of reason, Malcolm X shot, riots, Kent State, and a double X of violence is branded on our foreheads. In this silence, the grief, the breath of history stops, begins anew as middle-aged school children pass out hand-painted St. Valentine's Day cards to the sick and the elderly. There is so little around to admire. The truth plowed over too many times, and what remains are double-lane highways, Easter eggs on front lawns, a busy signal from the prison yard of our mind. So I look into the hourglass of your eyes. You lean forward to remind me. I am like no one else you have met. Hey, take a listen. How am I doing, John? All right? Are you enjoying this?
Doing good, man.
Where did they get this terrible guy from, huh?
You made me swallow down the wrong
pipe. Come on, you're
even.
kidding me. Get him off the stage. All right. Let's get down to business here.
Oh, he's taking the gloves off.
That's it. I think the audience is staggering. It's time to give him a knockout punch. And I think when I started this thing, I says, where's the audience for poetry? Right? I says, poetry's dead. You can get the greatest poets in the world up here. There's only two people. People go out and say, hey, poetry's okay. They were good. This is fun. We should come back. But if we had 100 people, we had 100 decent poets, and 100 people went out excited and says, hey, this might be better than watching TV. There's no Dancing on the Stars tonight. No American Idol. And the event is off. So if the event was on, I wouldn't be here. I'd be watching it. Really. I watch so little TV. It's amazing. I doubt if I watch an hour a week. That is amazing. I met a wonderful person down in New Orleans, a professor. One of the great things about being a halfway decent poet is you get free places to stay. You go to a reading and the professor's here, all of a sudden they say, come on over. You don't have to spend the night at a hotel, or get up, I'll make you breakfast. And, you know, if you want, you could just read a couple poems and that'll be payment enough. And I'm thinking, wow, this is a great gig. So this is one of this moment when I was with my guitarist down in New Orleans, and she was at Tulane. I just simply called kindness. Kindness can be loss of memory. A library limping from her desk to the bookshelf. A shopping cart filled with chocolates for a friend. A squeaking toy bone for the dog. It's the time you read in New Orleans, and a professor invited you to spend the night. You tried to sleep on a couch that all the cats used for every hellish reason and activity, covered by a blanket that laid flat like a drywall, a musty yellowish green moss attached like it was married to a fallen tree. She took you out to breakfast. Polite talk about poets and poetry. What else? You loved her for her gentleness, respected her work, her dedication. You loved the craftsmanship of that iron fence, bold, mystical, like the drizzle of forbidden cargo. You won't forget the menacing insects in the bathtub, the books piled high, the bronze wind-up music box on the mantle. I gave her a big hug before leaving, wrote her a note of thanks. I felt special, like a real poet in her place. I can't believe I got in that bathtub. There were like 6 or 7 biggest cockroaches in the world I saw. And she didn't tell me she had like 8 or 9 cats and 4 dogs. And no one had come over to visit for like 5 years. And couch looks good to me. But that was special. All right, here we go. We're going to get back to Venice Beach. One of the things when I started roller skating at 25, and my big thing was that someday I would go to Venice Beach, put on my roller skate, and skate out there with the rest of those incredible people. And so I did when I was out there, before I went down to Santa Monica on the Queen Mary to have lunch, which is a phenomenal ship. Wow. It's like watching the movie Titanic with all the wood and everything. I mean, it's just so elegant. It's unbelievable. You just walk in here and, you know, maybe there's still somebody in this room you're not going to... Is the prince and the princess in there yet? Check it out. It's phenomenal. They don't make stuff like they used to. All those built, the Art Deco in the 30s and all that, where they spent all that time and, you know, just that artwork, that passion. It's gone. It's gone. Venice Beach. This is what it's like out there. Spectators arrive from all over the world. The 3 of us, too busy to notice. Anna holds the camera while I put on my roller skates. There are colorful tropical parrots here, sand carvings, and artwork. Earrings and skateboarders who are stanzas of boombox courage, coffee bean poets, and freestyle pupils of concrete and bebop. But I am walking away from Muscle Beach. Away from Hollywood, from all the noise of neon light and puff cream breasts, and past the large mural of Jim Morrison. I am walking past little nightclubs, waving to the naked woman in the bathtub on her front lawn. And I am so far gone that Santa Monica is an anthill. The Queen Mary, a bar of green soap. And if I had a marijuana cigarette, I'd build myself a time machine just so I could vote for Barry Goldwater.